Hello friends, in this video I will be covering the topic the way of defining the method. So standard way of defining method is snack case, while the class and modules with the camel case. What is the difference between camel case and snack case? Snack case first letter is always small, and if there are two words then these will be separated by underscore. While we define the class and module name, if there are multiple words then first letter will always be the capital, and if there are two words then first word of each will be the capital. So let me explain this with an example. Dev, this is the way of defining a method name, standard way. Okay, and by default method returns the last line, no need to write the return statement. What does it mean? If we define anything inside the method, it will return the last line. For example, return. So if we call this method, then it will return this Neetesh. But if we remove this return statement as well, it will also return the Neetesh, because this is the last line, first and last line, and this method will return this line. Let me show you. If we call this method, it returns the Neetesh. Okay, so let me redefine this method and remove that return statement. Okay, now if we call this method, it also returns the Neetesh. We do not need to write the return statement here. We can call this method by this parenthesis as well. Okay. And suppose if we define any other thing, there are multiple line in this method. For example, say hello. If we define Neetesh, and if we define 5 plus 4, it will return 9 in this statement. Let me just show you. It returns the 9 because it returns the last line of this method. We can also define the method with multiple arguments. So let me show you. This is the method name, and we define it with two arguments here. Okay, and we have print here something, that the first argument here and the second argument here. What is this? This is an string, and this is an interpolation syntax. In this we can use any variable. Okay, inside the string, if you want to access the variable name, you can use this interpolation sign, that starts with hash, open curly braces and close curly braces. That's it. So this is the method name with two arguments. We can call this method with this by passing this first argument and the second argument. Let me show you. We have defined this method. Now we have called this method with two arguments. Okay, it is printing hello, I am Neetesh. Neetesh is the first argument that we pass here in name, and it is printing this name. And 27 is the age, that is now here. So it prints the whole statement like this. Okay, so we can also define the method with the default argument as well, that we have defined the first argument and the second argument is optional. Okay, so if we define some value in this argument, then we can call this method name with one argument or with the two argument. Means the second argument will be optional, means we do not have to write the second argument. We can call this method. Let me show you. I print here something in this method. This is the end of this method, and if this value is true, then it will print this. If the value is false, it does not print this. So that's the purpose of this statement. Let me show you. Here I have defined. Let me clean this. Open it again and copy and paste it here. Now let me call this method without the argument. Okay, so I have passed only one argument, and second argument is optional, and we were able to call this method, that in this method, and it is false, so that's why it does not print this and puts and it is the end of method, so it has just printed this. Okay, let me pass here as a true and call this method again. It will print. Now the default value is true and it's a true, and then it will print this one. So in this method, my name is Neetesh and the method. So this is the way of defining the optional argument. Let me show you one more thing. We can also define one method here with some name and with the colon that ends with the colon. So what is the benefit of defining this? We can call this method name by swapping the variable. For example, we have defined this method with a name and age. Now we can call this method with name and age with the same format: name, first parameter is name first, age first, and the first age is the second, and age is the second here. Now we can also swap this as well, like this: age is the first argument and name is the second argument. Okay, but the age is 27, name is Neetesh. Let me call this and we'll show you the output. Let me clean this. Okay, hello, I am Neetesh. My age is 27. Now if I call this hello, I am Neetesh and my age 27, even we have swapped this. The first argument is not the name and second argument is not the age here, first argument, and we were able to call. So the value of this age is 27, it is assigned here, and now it will inside this variable you can access this variable age 27 here. So the benefit of this way of defining means we can swap the variable. And there is a one more thing I just wanted to highlight. There is an split operator here. So if we want to define a method with the name, and if we want to call this method with any number of argument, for example, if we have first argument and then second, third, fourth, 5, 6, we have the 6th argument, we can call this method. We have more than 6 means even we can have n number of arguments, we can call this method, and all the arguments will convert it here in the form of array. Okay, first argument will come here, that like for example if we pass first argument Neetesh, that will come into the name, and the rest of the argument will come into the other in the form of array. I will show you this as well. And for example, just let me call this. Let me clean this. I have defined this method and I am just printing its array's first value here, array's second value, and array's last value -1, that represents the last value of this array. Okay, now I'm calling this method. First value come into the name and it has just print the name Neetesh. Okay, and then it prints this line. Now it prints the first argument, first element of this array, that is 1. Okay, and it prints the second element of this array, means second element of this array. Okay, so this is the second element it has printed, and this is the last element, it has just printed 5 here. Okay, so let me show you one more calling this method. This is the first element that comes into the name, and it just print the Neetesh, and this statement here, it has just printed here, and this is the, now it has become the first element, and this is the last 8 is the last, Gupta is the first element of this array. So in short, this is the way of defining the methods in Ruby. That's it for this video. Thank you.